Hey, how's it going? So, I'm going to show you kind of how to, I don't know if you know how to do this yet or not, but I'm going to kind of show you a quick video on how to select your path in the new update. We're at 9.0 point something, I think. Anyway, so Blizzard did a level squish, so max level characters are 50 now, until the expansion comes out in a little less than a month, the end of November. Anyway, and then it'll be 60. So I've gotten a couple guys here on the Alliance side to max level. This is my what are these guys called? Allied races over here. The Alliance allied race. This is the server for all of these. I've got one for the Horde, and then I've got one for all the normal races for Horde and Alliance as well. So no, I don't have every class, every race max leveled. I don't like the game that much. I mean, I do, but I don't. Anyway, so this is a couple of heritage armor that you get. Looks really amazing. This is a paladin heritage armor for the I'm sorry, the heritage armor for the light forged Draenei. Has nothing to do with being a paladin, although it looks baller on a paladin. You would get this if you leveled a light forged priest or whatever. But anyway, I think it looks really good. This is a mace that I got from the Legion expansion, one of the artifact weapon appearances. Some effort that I put in during that expansion. This is the Void Elf armor. So regardless of what you are, this is what your armor looks like. I think there's... I think if you're like a warrior or something, you know, maybe this looks warrior-ish. I don't know. Anyway, it looks really good on a Shadow Priest. In Shadow form, there's all this void coming off of here. It looks really, really cool. And again, this is a artifact weapon from Legion appearance that I got for her. It looks really good. Anyway, so I'm gonna log in. So then I unlocked the Cultirans, which were really, really difficult, and then the Mecha Gnomes, which were even further into the story past that. So I don't say it's really difficult, man, it just took forever. You basically got to play the entire Battle for Azeroth story. There's a checklist you can find on wowhead.com, and it'll take you through all of the quests that you need to do in order to unlock these guys. And there's a lot, so it'll take you several days anyway. So this is his armor that I have on him. His belt is a little weird, but it works. He's not really in this form most of the time anyway. And then I made this guy a monk. Basically, once you unlock the Cultirans, there's a little bit of a quest chain to go into... what is that place called? Nazjatar. And then once you're done with the story in Nazjatar, then you go to... it's not Mechagon. There's a Ratchet or something like that. It's some island just northwest of the where we're going with this guide. I'll show you how to get there. I've been playing historically Horde characters. In Battle for Azeroth, there was a Alliance only story, the Alliance side of the story that was really good that I wanted to experience, which is why I played these characters. But anyway, so I made him a monk. This is Cogcrank. He kicks butt with his fists and staves and stuff. So I thought that'd be pretty appropriate, being a robot, kind of half robot. That could be kind of fun. Anyway, I got a bunch of mounts that are robots, mechanical mounts that is going to go with him. It's going to be kind of fun. And then here's Dorn Lacer. I believe that's Gaelic for Fire Fist or something like that, which is kind of a really cool name. Anyway, so this is Dorn Lacer, yep. So we're going to go in here with him. We're going to kind of show you guys how to select where you want to go. I would recommend one of 4 storylines. I'm just going to let this play off. This is pretty cool.
The mountain gives us life, grants us strength. The same blood that flows through our veins flows through Azeroth as well. Upon hammer and anvil, our kingdom was forged, with hearts of fire and wills of iron. This world must be defended. Forward, Dark Irons. To battle we march.
So the Dark Iron Dwarves, I don't know their storyline. I think they were part of this area, Blackrock Depths. This BRD, Blackrock Depths, was a dungeon or raid or something. Excuse me. I think it was a dungeon back in vanilla. It was enormous, absolutely huge. And when they, excuse me, when they decided to do LFR looking for LFG looking for group, LFR looking for raid, stuff like that, like a built-in feature to the game. That's I. If you were to try to find that, just hit I and it'll bring it up. Looking for dungeon, it's dungeon finder, raid finder. They split it up into different groups, which we wouldn't be able to look for right now anyway, but because we don't qualify. But anyway, this was a dungeon back in the day, and it was ridiculous. And I think the Dark Irons were somebody that we fought. But anyway, we've been liberated or whatever. Who knows? Whatever. Anyway.
The mountain lends us its strength.
This is an add-on that I have. I forget what it's called, but it basically makes the quest thing a lot more appealing. So I can right-click on here to advance through, left-click to accept the quest. So if I want to read all of this dialogue, I can just right-click through it, or just let it play. And if there's something to be selected at the end, I can do that, but just left-click on it. And then, of course, this needs to be moved. I don't know why this isn't... I would love to make this a universal feature. Like, I want all of my characters to have this set up. I like to have my health really close to where I can see it. That's my personal preference. And then, real quick here, I want auto loot to be always on. I wish that was the thing. I wish all the interface would work across all your characters. That would be so nice. And then I want to play Fury. So I'm gonna, let's see, yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. This is Whirlwind, can't use these. Execute, silence goes here, heal goes there, hamstring goes there, and I feel like we're missing something yet. Charge, R is my charge, and then bloodthirst. Okay, then Shift P to get into your mounts. I've already got him set up for these, Corehound and Dark Iron Corehound. Basically just, yeah, just RPing my mounts. I do that. I have an add-on called per character mount, per character favorites or something like that. So I can set favorites on each character that I have. Without the add-on, all your favorite mounts are the favorite across all your characters, which I think is weird.
I am King Anduin Rin. As a new member of the Alliance, I wish to greet you personally. These are troubled times for Azeroth.
Okay, so...
In the days to come, you will face many trials, fight many foes.
Yeah, great. Thanks, man. Shut up. Okay, so the Dark Iron Dwarves are the easiest to get. I think I just kind of got them one day while I was working on the Cultiran humans, and I don't even really know how to do that. So I would say that if you're wanting to look for the races to get, I'm not sure which is easier to get to start off with. But basically, the Lifeforged Draenei and the Void Elves are part of the Legion series. So if you want to unlock those, I believe you have to go through the Legion timeline and finish some stuff there. If you want to get the Dark Iron Dwarves, the Cultiran humans, or the Mechanomes, you have to go through the Battle for Azeroth storyline. So I'll kind of show you how to do that here real quick. Okay, right outside, this area is called the Stormwind Embassy. If you pull up your map, it's up here in the top, very top middle of Stormwind. And this is the entrance to Stormwind down here, right? And yeah. So this is kind of where I'm at. These are the docks over here to get to wherever. The Mage Tower here, this is the portal room. So if you want a portal to anywhere in the world, almost anywhere in the world, you go here to the Mage Quarter, and that's how you get there. And then of course here's the Stockade Dungeon if you were curious how to get to that for whatever reason. All right, so right here in the Stormwind Embassy, right next to that, there's this little gnome sitting on an hourglass, and Chromie is actually a bronze dragon. She's enormous, but her humanoid form that she chose was a gnome. So she packs her entire body dragons into a little gnome. So if you want to select an alternate timeline other than Battle for Azeroth, this is where you go. You right click on Chromie, collects a timeline, and then you can pick any one of these, and she's going to alter your timeline after you hit select and give you the starting question to go there. Tells you the whole story. It's pretty cool. The 3 on this that I recommend, all of these are amazing, but until they streamline the story of these 4, actually, I take that back. The Lich King is pretty amazing. So these 2 right here. Cataclysm, you're basically playing through vanilla, as it was altered by the Deathwing. He's the black dragon that we ended up killing at the end of Cataclysm because he went crazy. I think he was kind of always crazy. But anyway, so he changed the world from like actual vanilla into Cataclysm. So if you look at the game, we had vanilla, and then we had Burning Crusade, and then Wrath of the Lich King, and then Cataclysm came after that. But since they've altered the game, you can't go back and play OG vanilla. You have to play the Cataclysm version. So this is basically questing in these zones here. If you want to quest in these zones here, select Cataclysm. If you want to quest in Outland, that's this one over here. Click the portal to Outland. I don't recommend that. That quest chain series has not been streamlined. You're running all over the place, killing bunches and bunches of mobs. It's the absolute slowest way to level. Wrath of the Lich King is a really, really, really good story. It was the very first favorite expansion for all the WoW players. So if you haven't experienced killing the Lich King, fighting in Northrend, befriending all of the guys that are up there, playing some of with the Valkyr and stuff like that, it's really, really good. Of the 5 that I recommend, which is this one, this one, this one, this one, and the current Battle for Azeroth one, this would be my least recommended, but it's absolutely, I would recommend playing through it at least once. Just, it's such a good story. Like I said, it's everybody's favorite, one of everybody's favorite for a reason. It's not my favorite, but it's really, really good. Next on the list is Pandaria. Pandaria is awesome. I really, really like Pandaria. You start off in the Jade Forest. It's very beautiful, lots of quests, very easy to get through. Really good storyline. At some point, the feature you have on here is you get a farm that you can play with, and I don't know if that's at max level, so I don't know if you're actually going to get to play with the farm or not, but that's a feature that I wish they had brought into forward. Like, I have a farm, I can plant my vegetables, whatever. That was really, really cool. This one is heralded as the worst expansion of all time. However, the story is amazing. The leveling is the fastest leveling you can do. All the quests are all really close together. You have what's called a garrison. That's the major feature of the expansion. Not a lot of people liked it. I did. I thought it was fun. I wish they had brought that forward. Like, I could keep my garrison. It would be some place that I could go back to and have portals everywhere. Or at least hire a mage or something to stand there and, like an NPC mage, and portal me all over the place. I wish that was my player housing. But that was Blizzard playing with that idea, and the community didn't really receive it very well, so they kind of scrapped the idea, which is a shame. Unfortunately, the voices of the many kind of influence them, which is good, but it sucks for like when you take a step back from WoW for 6 months and you come back, you're like, that was actually a pretty cool idea. If you'd stuck with it and built on it, it might have been something really, really cool, but it's okay. Anyway, so if you want to level super fast, this is a really fun story. There's lots of bad guys from Old Draenor, It's kind of like an alternate timeline, but anyway, that's one that I highly recommend. That's the fastest leveling. Legion was probably my favorite expansion so far. They had lots and lots and lots of not only class specific stuff, but they had spec specific stuff. So for example, you go into Legion, you're going to get a quest to go collect your Legion artifact weapon, is what it was called. And you can't level it up anymore, which is such a shame, but like, I kind of wish they had left that in. I understand why they couldn't, but it would be really cool to work on that, to balance it, you know, to make it less powerful but still something to play with, because that was like a super fun feature. They have class order halls, so my paladin, for example, leveled here, and he had a paladin, basically a place that he could go to, a chapel, right? Underground chapel. Looked really cool. Your warriors have a place in like the sky that Odin is, and you get to play with a bunch of Valkyrs, and they're all kicking each other's butts and having a good time. And so each class has an order hall, which is really cool. Each spec has a weapon to go get and mess around with. And then each class has a mount, a specific mount series once you get farther into the story that you can go after the mount, which is really, really cool. I have all the mounts. I spent a lot of time in this expansion leveling all of the classes to max level so that I could experience, because I could experience not only spec specific story, but class specific story. And then it was the artifact weapon appearances that I could go for, and the mounts and stuff. It was just so much fun. This is absolutely hands down my favorite expansion. So if you're playing through any of these four, you're gonna have a really good time. Nostalgia could go for these two, like maybe your third or fourth character, and you just decide you want to do something different. For me, playing through this when it came out was really fun. I remember playing in vanilla and having this announced, like, we're gonna go back through the Dark Portal. Holy crap, how amazing is that? Well, then when you step through and it's just desert and wasteland, and like you've got the Legion at your door, like you got to fight your way through, and then you're trying to set up you know, a fortress or some place to like stronghold in, you know what I mean? And then you've got the Alliance to contend with. Finally you push your way through to Zangarmarsh, and then you're just like, holy crap, what in the world is did I go through I mean, each zone is very different. You get introduced to the Arakoa. You have so many really good... like I said, it's the slowest way to level, but it's actually a pretty good story. No, the story's terrible. Anyway, it was nostalgic for me, and I could make you want to play it if I described it, because I have fond memories of it. I've played through there a couple times, and was glad to be done when I got through with it. So this needs lots and lots of polish, so I hope they do that at some point. Anyway, Doran Lasser here is going to be going through the current Battle for Azeroth storyline. So if you want to do something different than the current Battle for Azeroth storyline, and I'm assuming here in a month or so, when Shadowlands gets launched, Battle for Azeroth will be added down here.
It's so nice to see you.
Maybe not. You know, now that I think about it, maybe not. Maybe it's maybe we're playing through Battle for Azeroth, and then Shadowlands is level 50 through 60. I don't know how they're gonna do that. And then maybe once the next expansion comes out, then they'll throw that down here. Maybe. I have no idea how they're gonna do that. But that's just speculation on my part. So if you want to play the Battle for Azeroth, you're kind of given a quest here by that guy over by the what is that called? The embassy, the Stormwind Embassy. He wants you to come up here and click on this, okay? This is basically just going to tell you to do the same thing that I just did. This is the Warlords of Draenor, fastest leveling area. This is Legion. These are some really highly recommended places. And then going back to Chromie. So you just click on this and then get your quest. Be done with him. And then click on Hero's Herald over here. And you're going to want to attend
An urgent war council is underway.
An urgent war council. So this is how you start the battle for Azeroth stuff. So you can come over here. I'm on a really slow mount. I can't fly because I'm level 10. But I used to have Dorn Lacer be a monk, and I thought it'd be really cool to have a Dark Iron monk. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know, their armor, their heritage armor is so cool looking. I can't wait to show you what it looks like. I mean, you can go to Wowhead and look it up if you want. Dark Iron Dwarf heritage armor, and you'll find it. But it just, it looks so good. It just screams warrior at me, and I love warriors. Warriors are like one of my favorite classes. I just absolutely love playing them. I have since vanilla. They were my first character I ever made. Was a warrior. And yeah, so.
Everyone is here. What news do you bring?
So yeah, just keep going through this, and this is how you get into the battle for Azeroth. Just kind of follow the prompts, follow the quests, and you'll be good to go. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or send me a text if you have my number. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.
The 8 warships we sent in pursuit.